Good morning! Good morning, good morning, good morning! Walang network ang smart, kaya hindi ako pwedeng mag-online. So, instead na mag-online, mag-recording ako para continue pa din yung habit ng pagbabasa ko. So, andito na tayo sa chapter 9. Ganda ng ng title. A lifetime to love with and passion. Hello, love? Hello, love? Kay namdum ka ana, love ka ng la 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 la. Basta muna to siya. Basta muna to siya. I-gets na. Ikaw ba'y nagtudluan na sa kuha, ha? Basahan ta kag libro, love. Gusto ka basahan ta kag libro? Like, uy, gwapo ka, tanawa labo. A lifetime. A lifetime of love and passion. The high rate of divorce is not a sign that people today are less interested in marriage. On the contrary, it indicates that we want more from our relationships than ever before. Men and women alike are dissatisfied because their marital expectations are much greater than in the past. We want a lifetime of love. We want lasting passion with one special person. Even with a high level of divorce, there is also a high rate of remarriage. If the flame of the passion goes out, both men and women would rather risk the pain of divorce than the loss of feelings. We intuitively know that through continuing to nurture a special relationship, something much greater can be experienced. Deep inside, we sense that passionate monogamy is possible, but we do not have the skills to fully experience it. The innermost market for women's romance novel, TV soap operas, and male pornography is not the cause of this dissatisfaction, but is actually the symptoms of an unfulfilled desire for passion in our relationships. Generally speaking, when a man's emotional and passionate needs for love are not satisfied, he becomes entranced with sex, while a woman tends to become captivated with romance. These strong tendencies are not necessarily symptoms of dysfunction, but are the natural expression of a frustrated, deeper need for emotional support in the relationship. In our parents' generation, it was expected that the passion would lessen over time. Lasting passion and emotional fulfillment were not the goal of relationships. Relationships were formed primarily to fulfill our survival needs, not our romantic emotional needs. That's why my mother admired my father for staying with the families, although he was having an affair with another woman and had long since stopped considering her romantic emotional needs. To a great extent, it was just accepted by most that passion will burn out once the honeymoon ended and the children arrived. I remember vividly that to the teenagers of my generation, the loss of passion after marriage was an accepted fact. Before marriage, you couldn't have sex. All you ever thought about was sex. And if you were having sex, you did it every chance you had. There were definitely not enough chances, but once you got married and you could have sex whenever you wanted, For some mysterious reason, you stop wanting it as much. When I was in college, it was quite common for young men to be told this story by the coach or some other authority figure. When you men get married, you can expect to have lots of romance and sex. When you get married, get a bottle, and every time you had sex, put a bean in that bottle. After 1 year, every time you had sex, take a bean out of that bottle. If you can empty that bottle, then you will be really lucky. This was his way of letting us know not to expect the passion to last in a relationship. In most world cultures, men and women have coped with the loss of passion by having extramarital affairs. The survival of the family was much more important than whether one got laid or with whom. Why men have affairs? In the past, if a man was reasonably discreet about his affairs, a woman would quietly accept them, as I've described my mother did. My father and mother continued to love each other, but my father also kept his mistress. Somehow, my mother found a way to continue loving and sharing her life with him, even though the romance in their relationships have faded away. Since contemporary women increasingly can provide for themselves, they want more from a partner than helping to take care of the family. Women today want the emotional support and romance that only monogamy can provide. If her husband needs another woman to be passionate, a woman today would rather start over with another man who wants her passionately. In reaction to the lack of passion in their relationships, some women have also taken the traditionally male escape route of having affairs. It is only natural because working outside the home side by side with men creates more opportunities. For men or women, having an affair is ultimately an attempt to fulfill our need for love. While it may temporarily satiate this need, an affair leads us farther and farther away from being able to have a truly fulfilling relationship with our mates. When either a man or a woman is having an affair, the opportunity to grow together in loving passion is greatly respected. A relationship is an investment. A relationship is like an investment. We give to our partner in hope over time to get more and more in return. Initially, getting the emotional support we are looking for may be difficult, but through the years, it becomes easier and easier. Having an affair is like taking all your savings and blowing them in Las Vegas. You spend it all and you are quickly back to where you started. Whether the partner finds out or not, the effect is there. On an intuitive level, the other partner loses the feeling that they are special. Without this feeling, love and passion cannot grow. It will then take years to recapture that special feeling. This does not mean that an affair necessarily ends a marriage. I have helped many couples revitalize their relationship over time as they heal together. Forgiveness is very powerful and can solidify a loving bond forever. In these cases, the affair was a turning point because it allowed both partners to see clearly and talk decisively about problems that have been developing for years. Through forgiving and effectively communicating about the hurt and being motivated to make necessary changes, some couples are able to start completely over in love and experience greater passion and intimacy than ever before. Sometimes, it takes the threat of permanent loss to make people appreciate what they have. Sometimes, the imminent death of a relationship must stare us in. Hello, love?
I'm back!
Kain si manimula, boy.
Nasa ka lang.
Kato lagi naisip na ko ba, love tanawa gani love na ako ko'y nabasa din sa libro.
Hindi ba ito? Maging buto lang. Tanan. Isa sa business.
Pero
O
lab,
gani nga, dili na ito ipariha ang atong utok tanan, kaya dili ka mag-exist.
mao gani.
We have a different idea. We are bigger than them.
O gani. Lab, pero mangutan ako sa imuha. Kanang,
Magbayad na rin mga tana. Wala may librero.
Pilang may bayad? Pilang may bayad na ako, ha?
5 mil.
Oh, 5,000? Di na lang ako mangutan na, oy. Mahal ka, ay.
Hindi pa ang yun. 1K na lang.
Pang yun, 1K. Ayos mo ka. Sige, sige. 1K. Tabaga, og tarong, ha?
Hmm. Go, 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 go! Go, 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 guys!
Mahal kayo question niya.
Ay, mahal. Hindi na kayo ng baratuhan dito sa gumili ako na nagwa sa kibinuha mo ng buha. Ano yun, 90% ka lang yun.
Ala, ginoo.
90% ka lang yun. Oh my goodness. Kaya na lang mag-mistake.
Ala, na-enjoy ko sa kuko. What's kuan man siya laba.
Christian na, sa mga Christian ka para magawa ng kinako. Okay.
Kadugay sa 1K.
No.
Oh, love. Sa kuan laba, question man to siya regarding sa ano, regarding ka na sex.
Nga.
Tapos, ka-speaker ka ha. Bali, ano, nakabutang dinhi nga, ang mga teenager daw, kay, kanang, mo daw nang mag-enjoy sila sa sex, kay mura man siya og kanang, kawat-kawat ba? Kawat-kawat. Mo nang may tendency nga pag-abot na kung magminyo na, anytime pwede naman magka-sex. So murag moabot ang time nga murag magsawa. Murag ana ang nakabutang din sa
Nga,
libro.
sa may pangutana na ron.
Ang pangutana na ron is unya na mag-isip ko ng pangutana.
Ha?
Unya na, kung ano sana akong pangutana kay 1,000 ba niya akong pangutana.
Ay, mo na 2,000 kung bukan. Bumabatak ang metro, parang taksiya.
Ay, kakuan man na oy. So, sa imuhang point of view, naabay mga lalaki nga dili na lang makigminyo kay gusto lang nila og sex. Kay basin ginaisip nila,
pero mali man tong ingon mo nga mas enjoy sa batan mo ang sex kay kawat-kawat. Hello? Ano mo na mag-uya din, kawat-kawat sila. Oy, free na yata ngayon kahit saan nila gusto. Pwede. Tingnan mo yung internet. Magbangilin, ano ganin sa park o ba, ano ganin sa waiting shed. Or, anytime, makuha nila nga, matago nila, iba na batanon garon. Mas mo nung ko bago pa, nanahat pa. Kaya kung ulugay na sila, bisan pagdili sila magminyo. Pagsawa, rin hapon na sila. At itaw na mangita ng uban ulain. Kuha naman. Maminti naman. Kaya, matumor mo ninyo. Masumot ko ito maminti. Anta o normal na sa kinsa. Kaunon mo baboy. Tasty na naman. Kagulutan ni hapon. Ako recipe namahaw ko sa kagahapon og baka pagyon to baka pagkagabi baka karon pa mao baka na po para hindi ako nagsasawa kasi
Masarap.
luto
Masarap ang luto mo, pre.
ay nakalimutan ko na amanay ni diri sa butang mo na po ni diri sa kuan ay pati butang may nga po sa pumaipuan kaya di butang na panay ni sa sulod sa refrigerator. Ako na lang i-apilo. Lunod sa kanon nga lang ano para mo init siya.
Nagkaon na ka?
No?
Nagkaon na ka?
Ha?
Nagkaon na ba ka?
Wala, nakalimot ko nga ako adi ay beef. Ibutang na ko sa refrigerator. Kung inito ni mo lab ka na sa mantika o sa kuan kay wala man na sa ilang inito ni mo dito sa anok sa kanon. Butang ni mo dito.
Mura hing ibuing imo ang steam.
Mga na ba i-steam mo siya. Dili ni mo pritoon o balik na init kay muwa na na sa ilang matutro ng kuan. So, kanang libro lab, dili kayo na siya, budlo, dili kayo bright ang naghimo anak, dili kayo bright. Sa ako ang, kuwan, paraliksik. Sa ako ang, sili, radyo, kuwan. Sa palibot, no, na siya ang pinakaduol. So kayo, mga matanaw sa tubo, kung sila ko yan. Kaya ito sa unang panahon na...
Saman. Yan na ba? Unsa man? What's so? Grabe po na laboy.
Inam kong kape. Hard coffee.
Katong ano?
So, wala siya. Katong bagong minyo sa unang panahon, mga karaan. Siyempre, mga karaan na iuman naman na nila. Kunyara man na sila magsisok kung magkasal. Magaling usos mga karaang panahon. Pusok-pusok, bagito. So, para bag, mas lalo na magminyo. Kaya naman kung magminyo, Ibislatan mo, makita mo, naong yung asawa. Pinagkakilid mo, naong yung asawa. Hindi ka pamahaw, paniuto, panihatod, naong yung asawa. Kakasasaran, naong yung asawa. Pagawas mo sa banyo, naong yung asawa. Makalalis pa yun yung usahay. Siguro, naong yung asawa. Naong sa mga banda, naong sa asawa. Kuan yun, nalagin na siya, adjust na siya, kung adjust yun na siya, umama pa, normal yun na siya. Kung di ka magsawa, di ka sa sex, di ka anak, ay dili na ka normal ba siya. Sino, kaon na mong kuan. Ay, example na ito, o sige kang gulay. Punta ko ito, ako pagkakang gulay, magkasawa. Ako bilang, minggag mo bilang, kahit kuhan, vitamin, ang panglasaw ako yung ang vitamin. At guys,
How about the
Na,
taste?
makuhaan juga. That's very normal. Pero kung responsible ka na, good for the family ka na, hindi mo nang i-adjust na. Mga nagiging, ba? Kaya karoy, correct na. Ang libro ako.
Yes, ma'am.
Balik, uli na ko ang ma'am, empty bottle.
Sige, sige, ma'am. Diya lang, ma'am. Ako na ako na. Thank you.
Kung yun nag-idea lang, bright ko na idea lang. Ayaw lang ko pagkasihalat kay.
Di lang ka pa-eskwelahon?
Mayabas ko na yun.
May taga tong anak diling anak lab, no?
Mabright na ako na, mabubutungan na sa idea.
Onsa man?
Ano yung bilo? Gamit eh. Isa.
Utso.
Sige lang.
Salamat.
Pangki lang isa o ano ko lang duha. Pila ka na pangki?
Utso.
Ganito
Art.
ka whole.
Bago ako nagbutang ka sa pagod. Asa this?
Pagka niya first.
My house.
Pila ka na?
Piso.
Isa.
Pilaran.
Jeez. Matandang mang good. Dara.
Whether the partner finds out or not, the effect is there. On an intuitive level, the other partner loses the feeling that they are special. Without this feeling, love and passion cannot grow. It will then take years to recapture that special feeling. This does not mean that an affair necessarily ends a marriage. I have helped many couples revitalize their relationships over time as they heal together. Forgiveness is very powerful and can solidify a loving bond forever. In these cases, the affair was a turning point because it allowed both partners to see clearly and talk decisively about problems that have been developing for years. Through forgiving and effectively communicating about the hurt and being motivated to make necessary changes, some couples are able to start completely over in love and experience greater passion and intimacy than ever before. Sometimes, it takes the threat of permanent loss to make people appreciate what they have. Sometimes, the imminent death of a relationship must stare us in the face before we can feel our deep love and longing to live together. Just as a near-death experience will often motivate or inspire the person to greater heights, so also can an affair exert an inspiration and influence in the relationship. This does not imply that we should risk making our mates feel betrayed and rejected in order to bring feeling back into the relationship. There are other ways. Through practicing new relationship skills, we can revive the passion even if it has been declared dead. The 7 secrets of lasting passion. To sustain passion in a relationship, there are 7 important secrets. To apply new skills in each of these areas, we will discuss each one in a greater depth. First, number 1, differences attract. The most important aspect of attraction is that we are different. Just as the positive and negative poles of a magnet always attract each other. When a man remains in touch with his masculinity and a woman feels her femininity, the attraction can be maintained in a relationship. Having to give up who we are to please our partners ultimately kills the passion. By seeking to resolve our differences without having to deny our true selves, we ensure lasting attraction. Without a doubt, a man feels most turned on and attracted to his partner. Te,
Ano man?
ayaw.
So, ayun.
Kaya pag mag-record, kuan siya mo. Kuan na gapon na. Without a doubt, a man having to give up who we are to please our partners ultimately kills the passion. By seeking to resolve our differences without having to deny our true selves, we ensure lasting attraction. Without a doubt, a man feels most turned on and attracted to his partner when she makes him feel like a man. Likewise, a woman is most attracted to a man when he makes her feel totally feminine. By taking the time to make sure that we avoid emotional role reversal, we can maintain the attraction we feel to each other. This attraction is not just physical. When passion is sustained, our curiosity and interest in our partners also grow over time. We find, to our surprise, that we are still interested in what our partners think, feel, and do. Working with our differences is a requirement for keeping the passion alive. If we consistently have to give up or change who we are to please our partners, passion dies. Using new relationship skills, we can make small changes that stretch us but do not reshape us. Through stretching, we actually connect to more of who we potentially are. The most important differences that need to be nurtured are our gender differences. For a woman to stay attracted to a man, he must be in touch with and express his male side. It is fine for him to express his female side, but if he suppresses male side to be in a relationship with her, she will eventually lose her attraction for him. In a similar way, for a man to stay attracted to a woman, she must continue to express her female side. She can also express the qualities of her male side, but if her female side is not available to him, he will turn off. How a woman can nurture her female side. Besides using new relationship skills in assisting a man in supporting her, a woman, single or married, must take pains to nurture her female side. Here is a list of the many things she can do. Taking more time each day to share in a non-goal oriented way about the problems of her day. This is the best done on a walk or by having lunch with someone she does not look to for solution to her problems. Number 2, getting a massage or some kind of nurturing body work every week is extremely valuable. Being physically touched in a non-sexual way is very important to relax her and bring her back to a pleasant awareness of her body. Number 3, talking on the phone or staying in touch with friends and relatives. It is vitally important that she not let the pressures of work and keeping a family and home together prevent her from taking time to talk with friends. Number 4, making regular time for prayer, meditation, yoga, exercise, writing in a journal, working in the garden should be observed with great commitment. Ideally, she should create 20 to 30 minutes twice a day when she can just be without having to do anything for anyone. Number 5, creating a working style that supports her feminine side. Practice enlisting the support of others rather than being too independent and autonomous. Never miss an opportunity to let a man carry a box for you or open the door. Have pictures of your family and friends around you while you work. When at all possible, surround yourself with beauty and flowers. Number 6, getting at least 4 hugs a day from friends and family members. 7, taking the time to write thank you notes for the support you receive from others. 8, varying routes home from work. Try to avoid the tendency to most efficiently get home each day by following the same route every time. 9, becoming a tourist in your own town and regularly taking a mini vacation. Also try to get away from the home and enjoy new settings and vacations. 10, joining a support group or visiting a therapist to make sure you can share your feelings freely without being concerned about your professional reputation. 11, Setting aside one evening a week for yourself. Go out and enjoy a movie or the theater, or stay home or take a long, warm bath. Play beautiful music, light candles, and either read a wonderful book or turn down the lights and fantasize. Take the time to do what you would most enjoy doing.
May kubilinan.
12. Listing everything that needs to be done and then putting a big letters at the top. Things that don't have to be done immediately. Saman.
Envelope daw ka? Bond paper isa.
Otso. Listing everything that needs to be done and putting in big letters at the top. Things that don't have to be done immediately. Take at least one day a month to rest and not solve any problems. If you are a mother, take the day off and get away from your home and children. To suddenly try to do everything on the above list would in itself be overwhelming. Post a customized version somewhere and slowly but surely begin incorporating these suggestions. Without taking a deliberate steps to nurture her female side, a woman today will tend to automatically stay in her masculine side and unknowingly sabotage not only her relationship, but her relationship with herself as well. Ways a man can nurture his masculine side. In my seminars, men commonly ask how they can develop their masculine side, particularly if they are not in relationships and don't have a woman to appreciate their actions when they need support. Saman.
Katong envelope kay ang bond paper.
Otso.
Pagyan ni mo te.
Yataga na. Apa yung isa diha?
Ito isa. Dos. Te, sokle.
Okay daw, okay.
Natandog na siya. Natandog na. Sayang ang effort.
Yes. Ha, isa pod.
Gani uga-uga na. Bawa eh.
Kara Saan na folder? Check na ko Urot. Urot ng long. Wala na. Oo. Short man siguro na, ma'am. Bidaw, tanaw daw na akong papel. Oh, short run eh. Isa na lang ata ni. No, wala na. Yara
Pila?
20 tanan.
Pila tanan?
20.
20. Nabide. Tara, ma'am, oh.
Salamat.
Basta pa pa pinamina ako.
Whether a man is single or remarried, Whether a man is single or married, there are many things he can do to stay strong. He should pick and choose which suggestions are appropriate for him. Here is a list of 12. Spend time with other men competing on a team or individually. By channeling your competitive tendencies in a playful way, you are released from feeling so driven by your work. You are automatically released from measuring yourself only by your work. Watching your favorite sports on TV or going to a game has a similar cathartic effect. Number 2, go to an action movies. It is healthy for adult males to experience violence on the big screen, particularly if it is expressed skillfully and ultimately to protect others. Watching movies like The Rocky, The Terminator, The Universal Soldier is a way for you to feel and redirect your own violent tendencies. When children, however, experience violence on TV or in the movies, it has the opposite effect. It creates more violence in them. 3. Take cave time in your relationships. You should not feel guilty saying no to others when you need to be alone to recharge. You should not feel obligated to talk when you don't feel like it. This does not mean that you should never talk, but that you should carefully pick the times. If you tend to rarely take cave time, then you should do it even though it is lonely and painful. In ancient times, a boy became a man by fasting alone for a week in the wilderness. His aloneness forced him away from his mother or female side, and he found the man within. In a similar way, a man doesn't continue to experience his male power unless he takes the risk to put himself in a situation where he needs his strength. Courage grows through doing courageous actions. Number 4, if you do not have a sexual partner and you want to be more in touch with your male side, then practice self-control and don't masturbate. This suggestion is not moral advice.
So,
Number 4, if you do not have a sexual partner and you want to be in touch and with your male side, then practice self-control and don't masturbate. This suggestion is not moral advice. Masturbation is innocent, but it does nurture the female side, not the male side. Excess masturbation moves a man to his female side. Practice abstinence from casual or recreational sex if you are not presently in a loving relationship, because abstaining from sex is one of the most powerful ways to find male strength if one is too much on the female side. To restrain oneself sexually in this manner dramatically assists a man in connecting with his male side. If a sexual release is needed, it will naturally occur during sleep. Regular cold showers, exercise, and some form of spiritual
gagmay, tag 15.
May pagkuan. Pagkila na.
15.
bug na dili.
Sino lang.
Sayang.
If a sexual release is needed, it will naturally occur during sleep. Regular cold showers, exercise, and some form of spiritual discipline like prayer, meditation, or yoga can help transmute sexual needs until you have a loving relationship with a sexual partner. Also, when a man waits in this way, he is much more motivated to find a sexual partner. Frequenting adult bookstores or theaters, watching videos, or reading magazines that overstimulate you sexually is not advisable if you are practicing abstinence. A moderate amount of stimulation is, of course, fine. Just enough to keep you remembering what you are missing is just enough to keep you motivated. Make sure you exert your muscles every week. Lift weights, jog, ride a bike, climb a mountain, swim, etc. Make sure that at least once weekly you push your muscles to the point of strain or exhaustion. Press your limits. Make sure your life doesn't get too comfortable and cushy. Do something each week that requires you to overcome your inner resistance to exerting your different strength. That could mean getting up earlier than usual to finish a project or staying later to make sure that you did the best you could do. Apply discipline in order to build your male strength. 7. Try each week to do random acts of kindness for others you care about or complete strangers. When an older person needs a seat, offers yours. While driving, when someone needs to cut in, graciously slow down. Be magnanimous in your generosity. When someone needs you and you feel like resting, make the effort to help them anyway. I am not saying that you should do this every time, but just occasionally. 8. When you are upset or angry, don't punish others. Instead, focus on your breathing. Count to 5 on the in breath and then count to 5 on the out breath. Count 10 cycles of this process and then start over until you are not upset. Make a list of all things you most enjoy doing. Make sure that you are creating time each week for your favorite hobby or hobbies. Do things that make you feel accomplished and in charge. Then, when something needs to be done that won't take a lot of time or energy, do it immediately. Repeatedly affirm inside, do it now. When you feel afraid to do something that would really be good to do, feel the fear and do it anyway. Take reasonable risks. It's better to have tried and failed than never to have tried. 12. Practice containing your anger. You can redirect it either through some physical constructive activity or privately express your feelings in a journal. Someone,
Ay, 20, toothbrush.
20.
Isa.
Kasi ito.
Pili na lang po dito.
30 tanan.
Kung saan ako, ulit na po.
Ara. Ara. Practice containing your anger. You can redirect it either through some physical, constructive activity or privately express your feelings in a journal. Look for other feelings underneath the anger. When you do express anger, ideally it should be without having to raise your voice, but in a firm, confident but centered, in non-intimidating manner. Talk about feelings with male friends or create a male support group. Don't really don't rely primarily on women to heal or hear your feelings. It is very helpful for some men to experience gatherings of the men's movement, reading poetry, telling and listening to the ancient myths, dancing, singing, or drumming. Through these techniques, a man in a relationship can ensure that he doesn't swing too much to his female side. A single man can help strengthen his male side and attract a woman who will support his being both powerful and sensitive. 2. Change and growth. Living with the same person can, over time, eventually become very boring if they are not regularly changing. Staying fresh is crucial for both partners in a marriage. Just as listening to a favorite song 100 times in a row makes it grow still, so also may our partners become boring if they do not grow and change. Just as physical growth is so obvious in our children, we must always continue to grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We must be careful not to sacrifice or deny ourselves too much. When our relationship does not allow us to grow, the passion between two people begins to fade. Change is automatic if a relationship is nurtured as in being true to ourselves. Loving your partner does not mean spending all your time together. Too much time together can also make a relationship commonplace and devoid of mystery. Enjoying other friends and activities means that you can always bring back something new to the relationship. This applies to doing things separately from your partner. And
Okay, kuan. Envelope.
So,
Sila.
what's so? Baby, you know that I miss you.
loving your partner does not mean spending all your time together. Too much time together can also make a relationship commonplace and devoid of mystery. Enjoying other friends and activities means that you can always bring back something new to the relationship.
Precisely.
This applies to doing things separately from your partner and doing things with your partner and others. Having dinner with another couple on a regular basis is a good idea. Good communication. If a woman doesn't feel safe in talking about her feelings, she will eventually have nothing to say. Creating the safety for her to talk freely without her having to fear rejection, interruption, or ridicule allows a woman to thrive in a relationship. Over time, she can continue to trust and love her partner more if he is a good listener. Men quite commonly grow bored when women tell them the details of their days. They are most they are more interested in the bottom line. As a man begins to understand how to listen in an active way that his mate can appreciate, listening and sharing stops being a chore and becomes an important nurturing ritual. With open lines of communication, a woman will continue to grow. Lots of appreciation. When a man does not feel appreciated in a relationship, he also stops growing. He may not know why, but when he returns home, he feels increasingly passive and disengaged from his partner. He stops initiating things to do. His routine becomes rigid and fixed. What makes my relationship with my wife so uplifting is that she never expects me to do anything in the home. Almost every domestic responsibility I have doesn't feel like a chore that gets taken for granted, but is a gift that she appreciates as if I didn't have to do it. This makes me want to do it rather than feeling that I have to do it. Creating change. It is important to schedule special occasions. A man needs to remember that women tend to feel the weight of domestic responsibility and find it hard to take time off for themselves. If a man creates special times when she can get out of the routine, she is free to feel nurtured. Celebrations, partners, Celebrations, parties, presents, and cards also affirm the passage of time. They are particularly important for women. A woman greatly appreciates a man's special attention to her at these times. He's remembering birthdays,
Saman.
someone,
15.